Super Mario Bros. 3 was an excellent game to close off the NES era of Super Mario Bros. And the third generation of consoles as a whole. But Super Mario Bros. 3 left some massive shoes to fill. So when it came time to make the next game in the lineup, Super Mario Bros. 4, also known as Super Mario World, did Nintendo send this Mario Marathon off with a bang? Or did they pull a big fat, oh come on, we all know the answer. Super Mario Bros. 4 trumps Super Mario Bros. 3 in almost every single way. Now don't worry, I'm not going to go all reveal to release like I did last time. To sum it all up, Super Mario World is just so... Say the line, Blader. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, a bit more perfect, a bit more colorful, a bit more realistic, a bit more levels, a bit more secrets, a bit more enemies, a bit more friends, a bit more sound, a bit hotter, a bit cooler, a bit weirder, a bit more revolutionary, a bit more Mario, a bit more of what you want. It's 16-bit no goodness on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System and all the other ports. If you couldn't tell, I love this game. It's one of my favorite 2D Mario games on the market. Just why is it so awesome? Well, first off, unlike in Super Mario Bros. 3, mushrooms no longer run away from you. They always go right, no matter what. I know it's a seemingly minor thing to praise, but I figured I'd start small. Like your Oh! Anyway, since we're on a new system, Super Mario World gets to play with all sorts of colors, new details, sprites, and sizes we haven't seen up until now. This game plays with so much color and shape and it looks so good. The wider variety of colors and details really make Super Mario World pop. And the soundtrack is just so much easier on the ears thanks to the wider variety of instruments in play here, thanks to the SSMP audio chip. And it's a lot catchier, despite the majority of it being the variation of the same leitmotif. Now, I'm not a music person, but I gotta tell you, that is quite an accomplishment. What makes it all better is Mario's control in this game. Mario hasn't handled this good in a Mario game before and arguably even since. Mario's top speed, stopping and starting, jumping, height, and arcs feel so f***ing good. It's so fine-tuned and it's so well refined. It just feels so good. Making this better is the new spin jump Mario can pull off, allowing him to break blocks from above him, block classers like buzzsaws, and kill most enemies with one hit. L and R pan the camera, so there really isn't too much of use of that. What? Were you expecting some joke about how it's useless or something? Look, I can't make a joke about every... Oh my... Borglefrap. Now back to business. If you were a big fan of the nifty new power-up Super Mario Bros. 3 offered you like the frog suit, well, get f***ed. Because none of the new ones return. Instead, we get the pea balloon. You know, I'd like to get my hands on that power-up. And the cape feather, which all over the Tanuki leaf in every single way. For starters, the spin attack is so much more spammable and so much more satisfying to use. On top of that, by running at full speed and jumping, you can make massive leaps, and if you rock the D-pad back and forth with the right rhythm, you can basically skip the entire stage, so long as it doesn't have a ceiling or scrolls automatically. On top of that, simply holding the B button while falling slows your descent, and any power-up that allows you to slow your descent to better position yourself on the platforms is always a win. The cape feather is tops, because any stage that doesn't have a ceiling or an auto-scroller can be made infinitely easier with this power-up. On top of that, Mario gets a new companion in the form of Yoshi, who can do all sorts of things. First of all, Yoshi can tank an extra hit for you, which is great for this game since we're back to Mario no longer getting to keep a mushroom when hit. On top of that, Yoshi is capable of doing some pretty nifty stuff with Koopa shells. Green ones just let you spit them back out, red ones shoot fireballs, yellow shells give you a super stomp, which really isn't that useful, and blue shells allow Yoshi to fly. Also, there are 5 dragon coins hidden in just about every level. Now, to my new Super Mario Bros. Wii enjoying Zoomers like myself, it comes with great pleasure to let you know that the dragon coins are not required for anything. All you get for collecting them all is just a 1-up. One more thing of note is that there are these colored exclamation point blocks, activated by hitting their respective hidden switch palace. The best one by far is the green one, since you get a cape feather from it, second only to the yellow, where you get a simple mushroom. Yeah, strangely enough, you don't get anything from the red or blue ones, which is odd, considering you'd think you get a free fire flower from the red ones, and a Yoshi egg from the blue ones. Oh well. You have to find the palace to activate their respective blocks, otherwise they're about as useful as a screen door in a submarine, and some can be hidden rather well with the exception of the yellow palace which is just out in the open after beating the first level. Speaking of, levels are now much more complex, some even having multiple exits, signifying having a red dot instead of a yellow dot on the world map, which only has one exit. There are also now checkpoints in levels, a godsend, and there are nowhere near as many ice levels. Or lava levels. Nope, it's just overworld, underground, castles, and the new ghost houses, which are these new puzzle levels here. Oftentimes, they have more than one exit, like the red dot levels. While there's the occasional auto-scroller here and there, it isn't nearly as bad, considering the fact there are now checkpoints. There's also the new Star Road and Special Road. We'll get into those later. Yoshi's Island is the first world, where you find out that it wasn't just Princess Peach who was captured, it was also Yoshi, our lovable dinosaur friend, who Bowser has off. Donut Plains is where we get introduced to the Cape Feather and levels with alternate exits. Vanilla Dome is where more puzzle elements are introduced. Cookie Bridge is obnoxious. The Forest of Illusion requires you to get the alternate exit in order to progress. Chocolate Island has a little of the Forest of Illusion flair, but nothing too brain-taxing, and the Valley of Bowser is just your average final world in a Mario game. Now, we're not done yet, because for the first time ever, Super Mario World has post-game content in the form of Star Road and Special Road. In Star Road, you need to find the secret exit in every level in order to advance. This is also where you can find red, blue, and yellow Yoshis, which have a special trait tied to the matching shell color. If you can, get the blue Yoshi. His inherent flight just outclasses every other Yoshi in the game. Completing every Star Road level unlocks the Special Road, more on that in a minute, because where there are levels, there are bosses. The Koopalings were brought back from Super Mario Bros. 3 as speed bumps, which is the best way I can describe them. You'd think after Mario whooped their asses, they'd come back with all pickles and vinegar, but no. They're so pathetic, some even using the same strategies as each other. As to be expected, Bowser is the final boss, and hold on a sec.
I noticed you were talking about the Bowser fight from Mario World, so I decided to hijack this part.
Yeah, that's fine, but did you really have to blow up my phone?
Yeah, of course. That's the best way I could have got here. So, anyways, as expected, Bowser is the final fight for Mario World. And this fight is pretty f***ing cool. The lightning, the music, it's so dramatic for a final fight. It's a shame that Bowser is kind of and doesn't seem that threatening with his goofy flying machine and being taken down by his own minions being thrown at him like rocks. It makes a pretty weird fight, but it's a whole lot better than the easy fight in Mario 3. On another note, the final gauntlet that's supposed to be Bowser's castle, you can skip half of it by going in the back entrance, making the hardest main story level basically skippable. It's kind of a letdown.
Hey, wait, can you elaborate more? If you can find all the secret exits in Star Road, you unlock the Special World. What? Look, I love the control, the level design is awesome and top-notch, but the Special World stages are the pits, and I'm talking about tubular and forgivable. I mean, look at this! Look at this! This is the kind of level design I expect from a f***ing ROM hack! So, no, I did not 100% this game. But that doesn't stop it from being top-notch. Super Mario World outclasses and outshines Super Mario Bros. 3 in almost every way possible. Difficulty, graphics, sound, control, all the control. Super Mario World does better and then some. Aside from bosses, Tubular's existence, and, well, not very good multiplayer, Super Mario World is the best classic Super Mario game, and it gets a heavy recommendation from me. That's why my final rating for this game is a Yoshi out of 10. Here's to more awesome Super Mario adventures. God bless.